third guard to surpass 29,000 career points. Doing his thing. All right, well, let's keep this thing moving. Shifted over to Los Angeles, where the Clippers are in the midst of a historic turnaround. They were 6-21 in December. But like I said, turned things around since behind some strong play from Kawhi Leonard. So with their win over the Knicks Monday, they improved to 32-32 on the season, getting back to 500 for the first time since November 3rd when they were 3-3. They were the second team in NBA history to reach 500 after falling 15 or more games below 500 earlier in the same season. No team had ever moved above 500 after previously being 15 or more games under 500. But the Clippers made history Wednesday night with their blowout win over the Wolves. Clips put up a season-high franchise record tying 153 points on Minnesota. Kawhi coming through with a monster game, 45 points on 15 of 20 shooting, 6 of 9 from 3, 9 of 10 from the line to extend his 20-point streak to 43 games. Benedict Mathurin added 22 points. Darius Garland had 21, knocking down 5 threes. LA's other team has won 3 straight in 6 of their last 7. Gil, we will start with you. Are you surprised at all by the Clippers' turnaround this season from that 6-21 beginning back in December?
Am I surprised by a turnaround from the Clippers, who's supposed to have been the third best team in the league?
But it's the Clippers, Gil.
But they're supposed to have been the third best team in the league.
No.
Championship contender, starting the season off.
They were.
And because of all the, they got Beal, they got Chris Paul, like they were supposed to be a prominent team. I can say, okay, I am surprised because once you got down that far, you could have really gave up. You know, in a sense where you got rid of James Harden. It looked like you was giving the season away. The fact that they're still fighting kind of shows how strong that team was. They just got off to a bad start. So the being eighth right now and a possible chance at the playoffs, and once the Clippers get in the playoffs, anything can happen. So I'm a little surprised that they made a comeback from where they were.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about that a little more in a second. But even them as an eighth seed doesn't feel right from what they were ranked or what they were supposed to be at the beginning of the season. Like we talked about those moves that we made. A lot of people.
Well, the name makes them an AC. The name.
Yeah, but the point being that's not a traditional AC by that imagination. That team that's just going to necessarily roll over in the postseason. Remains to be seen, obviously.
You know the name?
That's why I say Clippers 6-21.
Was they really a third seed for real?
Yes. Yes.
That was the prediction.
Yes,
before the
season. Preseason prediction.
And they went through their little drama that they had when people were supposed to be giving advice that wasn't supposed to.
All right, but for us, seeing that team in the beginning, not them, not what the people put them as, where would you have put them as in the beginning of the season? If you was like the person that put them at 3 seed, where would you have put the team, Gil? Looking at the team coming into the regular season, where would you have put the Clippers? Realistically. Yeah, with the team they had on paper. Would you have put them at the 3?
Probably 4. I would have had OKC. I would have had Denver, Houston. Denver, Houston around that.
You would have put the Lakers in front of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Lakers. Timberwolves.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
I would have had them.
No,
I would have had them at least.
But that's what I'm saying.
I would have had them top 6 for sure.
I would have still had them 3 with the talent.
I would have had them 6 for sure.
I'm still having them 3 with the talent.
Top 6 in the league.
I would have had Houston in front of them.
Yeah,
for sure. I would have
for sure.
I definitely had the Spurs over the Clippers over the Spurs and all that before the season. So yeah. I'm definitely keeping the Clippers at 3.
You had the Spurs high?
No. I'm saying I had the Clippers high, but where the Spurs are now, I'm saying like in the beginning, I didn't have the Spurs being that high.
But I would have had them around the same, like Spurs and Clippers, like 7, 8, or 6, 7.
Yeah. Wait, I think we did have Spurs making the playoffs.
Yeah, we had them making the playoffs, but there wasn't.
But
Yeah,
that's
we
what
good right now.
confuses me. Like, how was the Clippers ranked third? Like, that's crazy. But go ahead, yeah.
I mean, Kawhi Harden looking at that route. I'm just saying the
Yeah.
John Collins move. They had
Wait.
one of the older teams in the league, the Unction.
This is before the Collins move, right? No, they got Collins. This is like Beal. That's that group, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With Bill, I mean, you had a on paper, Boggy.
squad.
I think a lot that squad.
Mhm.
That squad looked very, very formidable in there. But Swaggy, let's move on to you, former Los Angeles Clipper, Nick Swaggy P. Young. You surprised by the Clippers turnaround at all from that 6-21 start, 27-11 since?
For sure, I love it though. I love to see Kawhi out there looking like Robot Jordan. You know, it's fun to see. It's always fun when the Clippers is balling and making the playoffs, and it's good for the city. So, you gotta keep going for sure. I hope they just get better. Garland came back, right?
Darius Garland has come back. He's playing now. He's
so
out
I
there.
think they're gonna be. You don't want to play the Clippers in the playoffs for sure, especially with a player like Kawhi.
From the Spurs.
That's
it,
it, right?
Spurs, I definitely don't want to see.
You don't want to see Kawhi, yeah.
It's just Kawhi, right? It's just the Clippers just got Kawhi.
No, they got Darius Garland.
They got Darius Garland. You got Collins. You got
Ben Mathurin, your former.
All right, Ben Mathurin.
Oh yeah, oh
Arizona.
They hooping. They hooping.
They hooping though, Gil.
Their second best player comes off the bench. That's crazy.
Darius Garland not their second best player.
I know.
I'm asking you.
What?
Is Darius Garland not the Clippers' second best player?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, just making sure. All right, let's move on to our.
I'm sorry, I don't watch that.
Yeah, you watch. You're a lover of basketball.
Yeah, I don't watch the Clippers. Basketball.
Do you watch them when they play the Lakers?
The Clippers.
Oh, you see what they did to Minnesota yesterday?
Whoop that ass.
I was watching Minnesota yesterday.
No, you couldn't have been watching Minnesota.
I was watching one side of the ball.
Minnesota came to LA and got their ass whooped.
Get out of here.
You know how you watch it? Like if the offense is here and they go on defense, I don't watch that side of the TV. Just bam.
Hey, Kawhi been balling.
No, he's been
balling. Kawhi been balling.
He has.
Mr. B, are you surprised at all by the Clippers turnaround after that 6-21? It was looking like the Thunder were about to snatch up their lottery pick. Clippers have since turned it around. Ty Lue saying he wanted to go 35-20 for the remainder of the season. At that point, I think a lot of us laughed at that assessment. 27-11, though, Gil, have the potential to surpass that 35-20 benchmark he put out just to get the team to 500, have a winning record now.
I'm not surprised. When you have a healthy guy like Kawhi Leonard, and you have a coach like Tyronn Lue they both have championship experience. They just went through a rough patch. But, they are scary right now because they are playing well. They do got the youth. They did add Darius Garland and Mathurin, so they're playing faster. Those guys are averaging like 20 the last 5 games.
Mathurin.
So it looks good. I mean, they just went through that rough little patch that they had, but they got through that.
I've definitely gotten through that rough patch. So there's some discourse going on right now. And this is not, I'm asking you guys a question. I'm not co-signing it, but some people think that Ty Lue should be in the conversation for Coach of the Year. Do you agree or disagree that Ty Lue should be in the conversation for Coach of the Year based on this Clippers historic turnaround since December?
I'm a disagree because you got coaches like the Pistons, the Celtics. Who else? Somebody else is up in there. But
you could maybe throw Mitch Johnson's name in there too if you want with the Spurs and what they've been able to do. Expectations coming into the season versus what the team looks like now.
Yeah, the Spurs also. So I'm gonna say no. I don't think Ty Lue should be in the conversation at all.
Shouldn't be in the conversation. I think so. Let's think of the stuff he'd had to do this year. All the Chris Paul stuff he went through, tapping people on the shoulders and shit. You got James Harden just ended up saying he don't want to be here no more. Bradley Beal goes down. He had to deal with a lot too. They could have just folded and shit, been in the 10th spot, 12th spot this year, but they stay competitive. So I think he should be in it. He went through a lot this season.
I mean, like I said, lost Bradley Beal for the season, had Kawhi miss a stretch of 10 games earlier in that season, dealing with some injury issues during that nasty beginning to their season. But let's shift over to you, Gil. Should Ty Lue be in the conversation for Coach of the Year?
I'm going to say no. Only because I can't reward you because you got your shit together now, right? If you guys were playing this way at the beginning of the season like you were supposed to play, then you should be Coach of the Year, right? I can't reward you for starting slow, then winning 20 out of 23, right? I can't reward you like for drop, like you're here to go all the way down here to then come back to 8th, and I'm supposed to reward that behavior? Nah.
But you don't got none of them same people.
If you was an A student and you got an F, I'm not giving you a pass because your ass is at a D- right now.
No, but if you're in a group project and you lose all your group members except one, and you trade and get other pieces, and you come back,
you're a D-. You didn't come back to 3. You're not a B student. You're not an A student. You started off as an A student. You know how like everybody starts off with a good grade? You got Fs. Now you're a D-. You want me to say, oh yeah, you're a good student? Nope.
D-. They're not a C right now.
But why was they ranked number 3? You gotta give it to that. They had James, Bradley Beal, and all of them. They don't got none of them people no more.
Mm-hmm.
None of them people.
Yeah.
No Chris Paul.
F. Now you back. Now you back to a D-.
They still fighting.
You might pass your class with a C, but I'm not going to say you don't get credit with the A students. I'm sorry.
You're not a C right now.
Kawhi gonna get credit. Kawhi gonna be a first All NBA. I mean, second All NBA or first one of them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
He did his part in the group
Why the
projects.
coach can't get credit?
What?
Why the coach can't get no credit?
Because coach get credit for
project
team,
manager,
not the individual. All NBA is the individual. Coach of the Year is coach of the team.
But he helped.
You think he'd be? Yeah, you think he should be in a conversation as like a top 3?
No. Missoula.
No, I'm asking Nick.
I say Missoula. I mean, there's a lot of coaches out there, man, that wasn't expected to do nothing, and look where they are. That's. I mean,
no love for Tyler. All right, well, speaking of individuals,
21. Yeah, look, 6 to 21. F. Now you're 33 and 32.
C-. You'll see at least.
You're in 8th. 4th, 5th is C. Like if this was if this is a grade, A is what? 1st, 2nd place.
All I'm saying.
3rd and 4th
Clippers was in the East. If the Clippers was in the East,
motherfucking 7th and 8th is a D.
If the Clippers was in the East, they'd be.
Everybody else is an F. 9 through 15.
If the Clippers was in the East, they'd be number 1.
No, they
if Clippers in the East, they'd be exactly where they are right now, right?
No.
Where they record that in the East?
No.
They would not be number 1 in the East.
They whooped that. Come on, man. They dog walked the fucking Detroit Pistons out here.
If their record was in the East, they'd be 11th.
Oh, because they're fucking. Come on, stop.
I'm just saying. Right now, if they was in the East,
if they would have played. If they play East Coast teams, not West Coast teams.
They do.
Yeah.
They play. They would be ranked 11th. They'd be behind Charlotte.
So they wouldn't even be making the play.
Man.
Yeah. I think 12 and 13 against the Eastern Conference, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna just be honest.
Let me see. You can look at that. Look at that.
I'm just looked it up.
12 and 13.
Yeah, they're 21 and 19 against the West. I'm gonna say 12 and 13 against the
What do you think their record is? They 33 and 32. They barely there. Like, what are we talking about? God damn, you making it seem like their record is better than it is. I can tell you this though. The chances of them getting this 7th is very, 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 very slim.
Yeah.
Very slim. So they're gonna sit at 8, 9, or 10. That's where they're gonna finish at.
My guess would be, I'm gonna say they have that 8th spot locked up, but you got the Warriors gonna be without
But don't
Steph
they
for at
gotta
least
play
5
for
more.
that? No, don't they gotta play for that though in the play-in?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they
so
could beat 7. They could beat Phoenix.
They could
All right.
jump. They'll finish more than likely 8th. They could
Yeah.
jump Phoenix by winning that playing game and take the
Yeah,
7th
that's what
spot.
I'm saying.
They want the 7th spot for sure.
For
If I'm
sure.
the Clippers,
Everybody
if I'm
wants
the
that
Clippers,
spot, bro. Everybody wants that spot.
I know, but they got
I-
Kawhi
a
Leonard.
bunch of
They got
people.
Kawhi Leonard name written all over it.
Why
I
does
think
everybody
I like
want
the
that
spot
7th
we
spot?
in.
Huh?
I like the spot we in.
Why does everybody want that 7th spot? Did they think the Spurs are sweet or something?
Yeah. Just you.
Spurs what?
It's you.
16-1?
Like when people thought OKC was young, their star player wasn't young.
No, they lost theirs too.
You know what I'm saying is Shea wasn't young. The team, the team as a whole was young, but Shea, Caruso, Hartenstein, Lou Dort, like those are older guys on the team, right? Spurs, who's playing big minutes that actually got any experience? Harrison Barnes? Right. So, with the Spurs, it's one of those things where you will want, you still got
Fox.
So you got Fox.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think that he's gonna turn up in the playoffs because the playoffs is gonna be more of his game. I can't,
But then OKC
I
lose the
like him
first
though.
one.
I like Spurs in the
You
playoffs. but
said you need that from
your
Aaron Fox
team,
to
you'd
be
rather
that
play a
go-to
young
guy.
team.
I don't know, man. I'm Spurs. I'll be nervous to play the Clippers.
Man,
I'm
afterwards,
a
why?
nervous.
I'm
Wemby don't want to see that.
Listen,
Wemby
Kawhi
don't want to
Leonard-
see Kawhi.
I'm not
Kawhi Leonard
I'm
going
not
back to
scared to carry a